Hey boys and girls, thank you for coming out again. And again, I have another wonderful guest. And she goes by the name of Artist Rain. Actually, she's an artist. And she goes by the name Rain. So forgive me for that.
That's okay, Sugar.
How you doing, Rain?
I'm doing blessed. How are you?
I'm just as blessed. Thank you for coming to the Funky J.
No problem.
No problem. So, hey, we want to know, who's Rain?
Rain. Well, originally I went by the name of Faith J. I'm from South Carolina. The platform for me with music started about my junior year in college when I would go out to open mic poetry nights, and I would just spit, from the dome, and people were like, you're good, you do poetry, but we want to see it in writing, expressing yourself, words. So I always knew I was a wordsmith and I had a way with words. So I said, okay, I want to put this to music. So I began to search in the old files of greats like Biggie, Tupac, and I did the first mixtape in a mix with Faith J, which was dropped my junior year in college, and I remember performing at the Nashville Palace as my first platform. So just from there I began to grow, and as I was getting a degree at Middle Tennessee State University, I was able to understand the business and really how to maneuver as an artist and then as an artist manager, and what would take me from just being a mixtape artist, covering other people's beats, to doing things that were original, and then to the transition of Rain. Okay. So, here I am. Originally from South Carolina.
Okay. So what'd you go to school for?
I went for music business.
Okay, so is that really helping you a lot? It
has. It helps me understanding contracts and what to enter into with people, what not to. So it really helped me. But really, once you get out in the world and have to apply it, that's really if you can understand, if you understand what it was saying when you were reading those books, and you could really implement it into your life.
That's true.
So it did help to an extent, but I've also learned in building relationships with people and understanding what, public performance rights organizations are, what they're for, as a member of ASCAP. And really, the main thing I learned is to own your own stuff. Okay. So that's the best thing, whether it's the rights to your music, and if you, are not so much on the production side of things, because I love songwriting. So a lot of people, have done my songs. I would write for the singers that were on my hooks when I was Faith J, and, because I didn't really feel as confident with singing, but that's where it all started for me. I was listening to Stevie Wonder. I would sing when Mom would play the keys.
So your mom's a musician?
Yes, so she plays the keys gospel, though.
Okay.
So I'm a PK. And Faith, she named me Faith for a reason, but I made the transition from Faith J because everyone associated me just with Christian music. But I had inclinational stuff, not spiritual music. It would cause you to think. But, as I made the transition, I still wanted to keep the positivity in my music. And I was like, okay, well, Rain is a purpose. Everyone has faith in something, but Rain is more of what is your purpose here on life. Mm-hmm. And, when I began to feel more confident as a songwriter and really connect with my music and see how it could touch people, and knowing to have music prepared for every demographic, that really is what made the transition into, okay, it may be a new platform for me to be a songwriter and not just an artist. So I'm an artist, how I depict it in my writing, because I write from a male perspective as well as a female perspective, in both. So
growing up with the gospel music and transitioning into Rain, who you are today, do you think that has a lot of influence on your music today?
It does, because I definitely want to stay positive. But not all of my music, you'll hear it and be like, oh God, she's just a gospel artist. That's why I changed the name, because it's like, there's nothing wrong with being associated as a gospel artist, but I just did not want to put myself in that box, because I was a lover of hip hop. I listened to Tupac, and I loved Indy Ivory. I loved Lauryn Hill, Education of Lauryn Hill. So those were the greats. The first song that I actually did a cover to was Biggie's Juicy, and I did it called Keep Getting Bigger. Okay. So I really took you through a story of where it started with me when I went with that. And I think the first verse started with this music. I've been blessed, from DVDs to MP3 with headphones around my neck. I'm bringing back rap respect. You want to know what's next? Just hit your button, reset me. So it really kind of took, I can remember bumping Bootsy in my car when I had the old school Benz, and then it kind of transitioned, and I got a love for hip hop and understanding the culture, and I feel I transitioned into it more with Rain, and it just became a little bit more rugged, and you would hear your parents, little kids, they singing my hook to the single Rain and stuff, and I was like, wow, these are little kids, and I'm saying curse words in it. So I was like, I had to keep something positive. And when I began to let people, and that's allow people to gravitate towards me and really invite them into my music, other than me just handing out CDs every time, Coolest in the Room did it because it was a message. And when I wrote Rain originally, it was an innuendo for taking the mic as my gun and my trigger,
Well, let's back up a little bit. So you're from North Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay.
Yes, that's all right. South Carolina.
You went off to school. You did your thing. What made you say, okay? When did you come to Atlanta, and what made you say, this is my career? This part of the music industry is what I'm gonna do.
Wow. So I was finishing up the EP with my engineer Brian in Nashville, and I was like, I was not able to have a platform for my music like I was in Atlanta, or like I began to know that I could have in Atlanta. So, I got tired of hitting up people, wanting a team, going from door to door, and really trying to build a relationship of how can I stand out and be the female MC that I know I'm capable of being to expand my brand. And it really wasn't a lot of doors in Nashville, and I felt I didn't really understand and know how to open them, so I was like, I'm going to give Atlanta a try. I'm going to take my EP Rain to Atlanta, and I'm going to see, how they take it. They take it, leave it, hate it, or love it.
And how are they taking it back home?
South Carolina, have not hit the streets there yet. Just gave my cousin some CDs to sell and pass out. Now, the family, when I come back, first time I ever performed in South Carolina was at a family reunion, and I did my song, The Blues. It was my transition that spoke about me graduating from college and how hard it was really to even find a job with a degree. And, went to try to get a licensed job through ASCAP, and I'd interned with the radio station, which was my minor, mass communications and public relations. So, it wasn't favorable, but I could look at it and apply it. Okay, Rain, there are other doors and avenues that you can open for yourself. So it's definitely a love for it, and I definitely want to visit my city and hit there like Columbia and perform, and, as soon as I can get back home and get that platform. So,
well, being how you are and being the way you are, you're very direct, you're very raw. You are Rain. You are who you are. You don't put on for that. Are people receptive to that?
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're not.
Okay.
The people that are intimidated, just because sometimes they're not used to it. A lot of times people are intimidated by what they don't understand. So it's a great writer one time said, Frederick Douglass, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So when you seek knowledge, and I like reading. To be honest, that's also what inspired me to write. I wrote a song for this lady book. It's from Crack the Christ. And I had to look at it as crack is not just the drug that we look at. She was addicted to it. But anyone can have that crack in their life that causes them to connect to a higher being and to do better for themselves. And mine was always fear, but forgetting the fact that my mom named me Faith for a reason.
Right.
So I felt like, when I got up and I was doing these platforms and stuff, pitched the song to her. It was, hey, if you like it, we will move forward with the production. But if not, I'm not going to waste my time and create this song that I wrote for your story, if you're not going to do anything with it.
Right.
So I had to understand that. Keep your rights to your music. Own it. Get your copyrights. Write things down. And that's when I could really understand. Mom hit me up the other day. She was like, baby, they approved your copyrights. So that was happy for me because it was a battle for months since I came to March, and I had to cover myself in other ways, through my works and the poor man's before I could really sit down and understand what I was doing with those copyrights and make sure that everything is in place. But I must say it's passion is why I do what I do.
Good.
nigga. Cause my only mission is to get bigger. DNA pain that I bring, I'm a winner.
So do you, as a female rapper, do you feel that you have to be a little bit more knowledgeable and a little bit more driven than a male?
Sometimes I do, because I feel like that's our competition. You have one huge commercial success out there now, and that's Nicki Minaj.
That's true.
You know, I love her grind and her hustle. Can I say I completely respect her music and everything she stands for? No. But she's created a platform that has raised the bars, and she's done the superstar to a legend in her ability to cross over.
That's true.
So I definitely respect that. But when you come to the art of the heart of hip-hop and the relevance of it, I'm looking at MC Lyte, how she's a movement.
Yeah.
And she's definitely inspirational to me. If I ever had an opportunity to meet she, a Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill, I would go crazy and do a feature with Eve. Because those are the people who put a platform for people like me. But see, that's all I had was the males to really look at. But forgetting the fact that all these beautiful women through their music were able to take you through a journey and tell a story.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, so you're not that much younger than me. Because I remember listening hard in the bathroom to like Foxy Brown
and Eve, I really liked her.
Missy Elliott when she was going rock strong, and yeah, so you know they were there, but like you said, the males kind of overpowered, but they were there that would give us a story that will let you walk a little taller as a female. So.
Oh yeah, definitely, because that's what I like to do. I like to tell stories through my music. Like when I wrote Joy and Pain, I had people, and that's what made me feel good when they hit me up and said, "Rain, did you know about my relationship?" No, I didn't, but I could see things from the outside, and I knew what I was dealing with, whether it was a relationship of having joy and pain, you know, because everyone experienced. So that was the song that I did and pushed as a single before I really made the transition to Rain, because it was like my sound was dated, and people would tell me that, but I would be like, what's a dated sound when someone can use a sample beat and come out with it?
True.
The only thing you may have is a little bit more 808. It's always regurgitated, either way you look at it. Originality, you have to put down sometimes the backpack of perfection and just be like, look, if this is me and other people can relate to it, I'm doing my job as an artist. You know, and that's why I always say I'm a songwriter too, so I just don't want to put myself in a box as, oh, she's a rapper, because I have to look at Rain as a movement.
Do you see yourself producing?
Eventually, because I really think it's in me. Arranging can do that, you know. I know when a hook needs to come first.
Okay.
How to make that transition, but eventually that's definitely something, because it'll keep more money in my pocket. Let's just be real. You know, I write all my things. But yeah, if you produce your own things too, ooh, yes ma'am.
It saves a lot.
Yes.
It can save a lot. Like editing alone.
Thank you. Very true.
Believe me, I know. I edit.
Girl power, black girls rock, hashtag.
Right. Yes, I understand and respect and love the hustle of a woman. So, you know, big ups to you for that. So you're in Atlanta now. How long you been here?
Since March. So,
okay.
What's that? March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Oh, gee.
It's moving fast for you?
Is it?
Okay.
And it's like every week I had to slow myself down. An accident caused me to. Because I was just out here working, going to job, hitting these showcases, open mics up, just so when I get in a room, people will know who I am.
Yeah.
But the hustle never stops. You know, it never, I can't just put myself as a box as I'm just going to be a rapper. So what I started to do is I started to team up with other people outside of music to hear what they were saying about my music, to create another platform for me. So that's when I went out, I met one of my friends now I love dearly, and I actually knew of her in Nashville, Jay Nash, and also Tanisha Mack, and they inspired me to, a lot, just to really keep going on and persevere, because it's hard out here. You get out here, it's a lot of competition, but we compare ourselves amongst ourselves. So it's like, if I'm comfortable in me and what I have to offer to the game, and know that this is my purpose, you can't go wrong. You know, it's going to be some bumps and bruises, and you got to understand advice that you take from people, how to take it, constructive criticism, and move forward.
Yeah. Because
it comes, you know. I had someone hit me up the other day, and they were like, Rain, do you have the codes to your music? So I was humble enough to say, God, why did I even put that up on iTunes? Am I really enough in demand for people to pay 99 cents for me? So I stepped back for a little bit. I was like, okay, if you want it, you can pay 99 cents for a single, because when it's time for a concert and a show, you know, you may have to pay times that. $99, $50, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's created. I've learned to also work at your craft every day. Every day do something. If this is what you want to do, that's what keeps me motivated. When I have something to be positive about and be like, Mom, you know, I'm happy. So
speaking of moms, your family, they obviously have your back. When you walked up to them and said, "This is what I want to do," were
yes. They had no choice but to be receptive, because, you know, if they don't like it, oh well. I have to live my life for me. But as far as being supportive, they have, because I have a cousin. We're actually working on, you know, getting a song. She's older, but she was second runner-up for Miss Virginia. When I first heard her sing, you know, I was like, wow. And she heard me sing years ago when I came to Atlanta when I was about 13. I was playing the guitar then, you know, could do a little bit with acoustic. She's like, yeah, you can carry a note. I was like, I carry a note, but you got that gift. So in the future, we're going to link up. We're actually going to do a remake to one of my songs called The One. Okay. And it was basically about my relationship with me and music. Okay. You know, I was like, it's just me. It's just me. I'm so tired of being lonely. Turn the solo act to we. Every J needs a B. T-Boz left out chili, that TLC. But who gonna ride with rain? Who gonna die in the Supreme? Ride around, get it. You know, so really that's the poetry aspect of it. And when I present my music however I do, whether it's the hardcore, you hear that own lane when it comes in, and I'm just like, you ain't gotta like me, because I stay up in my own lane. But you ain't gotta put me, because I maintain my own name. Get in line when I come up and step. I'm demanding respect. I'm going to get my checks. Stay up in my own lane, all I'm saying. When I hit the stage with that ATL Battle Wars and my song Rain, got me second place. And I was like really adamant. I was like, second place? No. I want to battle the dude who beat me by 2 points. You know, they won't let you do that. See, if I took it to New York, they might would understand that. You know, because in Atlanta, it's about a beat and a hook. You know, catch them by a hook. Be repetitive with it. Drop the beat. So that's when my song Sin City came in. Dude hit me up. Rain got you a track. I took it to Magic City, and, you know, I was like, wow. The response was pretty decent. You know, so.
That's cool. That's cool. So who all have you worked with since you've been here?
No artists. I do know some that I do want to work with as far as features. Runway Richie is one. I met him at an event. It was airing videos, and Nisha Nice as far as female MCs. Okay. So there are definitely some Atlanta artists that I do want to collab with. I got to think if I want to do it as a remix to a song. Caleb Minter, who actually did the song Joy and Pain with me, he's also another artist here, grinding hard. Shout out to Caleb Minter. He's very definitely talented singer. So I think what I want to do is, you know, transition to something a little different. Because when I go to Apache Cafe, I have something for them. That's Infatuated, Your Joy and Pain, that's Somebody. Well, I'm taking you through the love aspect of my music and poetry.
So just for my viewers that don't know what Apache is basically a wonderful cafe that does poetry, art, music, and it brings showcase for anyone, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what days do you go out there? It's in Atlanta.
Yes, Apache's hot. I think they just linked up with some of the PROs and getting a license, but it's a great platform for artists who are serious, but who have a connection of hip-hop. Okay. Where when I say that, I mean who have that lyricism to provide to the game, and not just that turn up, that beat. Yeah. People who have the art and the heart for the culture of hip-hop. But also, you know, you've had some acts come there too that have been a little bit more, okay, this is that real raw rap. You know, give it to them. That hook, that beat, drop in, everybody turn up. You can give them that too, but I definitely think it's a great place to showcase your talent as an artist. Whether you do poetry, whether you paint, the food is great. I think that's a great
comedy.
Yes, the comedy.
My boy, yes, he's always performing.
I met E-Man Funny there, man. He had me laughing. So I think that was my first venue to perform at when I came to Atlanta. And I ran into, you know, Illy Cartier, another female MC who's, you know, even taking her name and brand overseas. So definitely the connections were made here. But I'm always ready to take it to another state when ready. I'm going to try to get into the AC3. However way I got to get there. I've been texting folks, hitting them up, you know, let them know rain is here. However way I have to.
Yeah, of course. One thing I do like about Atlanta that me and all my guests that are in that field go so heavy for discuss is how everyone here has that hustle in every aspect, even from like what I do down to what you do. There is a pot for everyone to fit in, you know.
Melting pot.
It is deep.
It's just like a land of opportunity. Because I remember one time when my friend was speaking at an event, she was like, in Atlanta where everybody's a celebrity. So you have the opportunity to take yourself to a platform if you're willing to listen, get the right guidance, get the right team, but also know what your brand stands for. See, I've been offered some opportunities I didn't want to take. They were possibly a way to get easy, quick money, or just say I'm on with the team. But if it doesn't fit the Rain brand, I'm not always going to be down for it.
Yeah.
You know? So I've had to, you know, take a side and be like, I want to do a song, because when I sent my song to a guy back in Nashville, and he was well connected even when I was there in Murfreesboro before I really got serious about doing the music, where it was like, okay, I can really take this to get money, where I would hear a live band would crush Guess Who. My song Guess Who is strictly done by a musician there in Nashville who just knows the mechanisms of how to take live instrumentation and produce it. My song Futuristic Flow, when you hear shout out to Sage Tune, dude is talented. He took that thing, and you really just think it was with his mouth, and just really have that ear for music, because everybody can't hear it. So what I'm able to do is those producers, they know I know what fits Rain's voice, how it's gonna take me to sounding like a pastor on my own tracks, and us making love through that music. So that's my take.
Okay.
But I love Atlanta, girl. Oh, I love Atlanta.
You can't help but to love it. It's
Exactly.
it's so, I tell people all the time, like, it's so beautiful, it's so horrible, it's so lovely, it's so hating. It's everything in one, you know, but you have to have a certain mindset for that. You can either literally truly get lost,
True.
or you can gain, or you can plateau.
Yes.
It depends on what you want. And
You don't want a
Atlanta will offer
mediocre.
it to you. Yeah. Some people do though. Some people are content with just a 9 to 5, living in Atlanta, going to little spots here and there, listening to people like you on stage. Or then you have people like you who want to be on the stage and make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Atlanta has that whole plethora of reality for you, and you have the right to make your own truth. So I give Atlanta its props for that. So that's true. That's
I
true.
love Atlanta.
Yeah.
And when I hit ATL, I was like, we either gonna touch down in this place, right, and touch down to cause hell.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's supposed to be.
that's man, I love it.
Yeah, at least you fell off the bridge and kept running.
It's like the North. It's like the New York or the South. Really, I'm ready to
Right
go
now,
to New
yeah.
York. My homeboy was like, "Yeah, they got the core DJ that I snuck into in Atlanta and New York." So I was like, "Let's get a ticket. Let's get a plane. Let's go out to SMX Awards in Texas." So I'm always forward thinking. You know, however it is, if I have to leave that corporate job for a little bit, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta step out on faith.
That's true.
But I've learned, do slow steps, build your fan base, know you're in demand, but anytime you grab the mic, grab it with confidence. And everybody's not gonna like what you do in the audience. But if you step off that stage and know you owned it and did what you came to do, there's
That's all you
nothing
can.
you did wrong.
That's true. That's true. The hustle's real. I do respect rappers in Atlanta because there's so many, and you have to always find a uniqueness about yourself that can keep you pushing to the next step.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
when I got here and knew that there were 4 Rains, I was like, did
Oh,
I
so
do
there's 4 here?
something wrong?
There's 4 here.
One of them's a singer. It's like, did I do something wrong in changing the name from Faith J to Rain? I was like, no, because I don't make that platform of why people should know I am Rain. So I've got to not just be an artist out here hungry for money, but how do I give back to the community? You know, I at these charity events and things for benevolent causes that better someone else through the message of my music, or me just being there to speak to someone and encourage them.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the way to do it. You know, you got to get back. People don't understand that, but that's true. So where do you see, Miss? You say you're 26 right now. Where do you see yourself when you're 30? What do you want to be?
What do I want to be? I want to be doing music as a living, full time.
Okay.
Getting booked for shows all over.
Do you see yourself being signed? Are you one of those type, or you think you will be independent forever?
I like being independent because it gives me a freedom. But hey, sometimes if you get signed, that's more bang for the buck. But you have to know how to play those cards right.
Okay.
Because getting a deal sometimes people sit on deals and never go anywhere with their career.
Oh, really?
Without having the team. I ran into a guy, and this is, you know, just through stories and hearing people talk through years, whether it was word of mouth or really they had a little bit, but sitting on deals and them sometimes falling through. So I think the foundation of a team, this down for the cause of rain, has to be there.
So do you have that crew around you, or is it just you right
Not necessarily. It's really just me right now.
Okay.
And me building a connection to people. If I know they're on my team and for the right reason, we can definitely move forward.
Gotcha.
You know, but it's an investment.
So did you move down here by yourself?
Yes, I did. Moved there down, you know, by myself. You know, I woke up one day in Nashville. I was like, what am I doing here? I'm working this job that I'm barely happy on. I'm working the second job just to make money. It's no platform for my music. I have a hot album that's coming out. And what can I do with it? No platform. So, feel I couldn't make no buzz in Nashville. And it's funny how they hitting me up to come back there now. And I'm like, I'll be there. You know. So, you know, I definitely don't forget where I came from. Because I remember when I was going to those hole in the walls and downtown, the alley in Nashville, Jazz and Jokes Cafe, and, you know, performing for the first time. You know, so I've definitely made the transition, but it's been a transition into understand really what it is to be an indie artist. Because I had to listen. I did.
Any, miny, mo. Catch a nigga slipping by the toe. If he hollers, then let him go. That nigga ain't real from the get go. This is my name, my reign. Control issue, my power game. Super Bowl Beyonce, power outage. Pockets on hot and they feeling clouded. Talk cop, but your swag.
Yeah. So, besides Apache, besides Magic City, where else have you performed?
MTV Battle Wars, which was a series that was put on by AJ. You know, he was connected through some of the people with love and hip hop. That was where gave me a plateau to, you know, really kind of connect with other artists. I've done Sway Lounge. I've done some of GMC. I've also done, oh God, I can't think of the Harlem Nights. I did that competition. $1,200 sounds good.
Yes, wonderful.
You know, so I've done, you know, various places in Atlanta, and I'm definitely ready to go to other states now.
Okay. Okay. How do you push, being an artist, how do you push yourself to go so people can see you in other states? How does that work?
Sometimes you have to just wake up on the weekend and be like, I got to take that trip to Kentucky, and when I get there, or if I get to Chattanooga, or I'm riding back to MT's Homecoming somewhere, can I link up and get on one of their showcases doing home? I mean, you just have to be able to make the connections. Okay. Even if I go there, I have to pass out a CD and go and support other artists. Now, truth be said, I like being on stage. Okay. Because it's magic. It's free where I can go express myself. But, you know, you just got to be willing to get up and be a go-getter every day. Because I learned no one's going to put you on. Yeah. At all. When I came to Atlanta, it was the hopes of getting with Teddy Riley through a connection of some family members of mine.
It didn't happen.
Didn't happen. But that's okay. Because it didn't stop me. Because, see, he's going to hear my name from somebody else.
True.
And somebody else.
That's right. That's how it works.
And somebody else. Yeah. And then you let them come after you. If it's meant to be, it's going to be.
It'll happen. That's true. I do respect that. That is so real. Tell my guests, though, how can they find you if one of them wanted to connect?
You can find me Reign Music, and that is REIGN Music with 2 C's for Crazy Carolina. Yes. Okay. You can also go to ReighnHipHop.com. I'm doing some revamp with the website, so it'll be up in a little bit. Also, the single will be back up on iTunes for purchase, Reign. Also, I'm releasing Coolest in the Room, which will be my next video. May give you a little snippet of Guess Who. You can find me on SoundCloud with Rain Hip Hop. That's REIGN Hip Hop. Also, YouTube channel Rain Hip Hop. If you want to link it back to Faith J, I can take you there too. FAITHJ. But don't separate the two. It's like the tree without the roots. It's like the faith with no G.
Okay, I like that.
You. Alright? So you can find me anywhere. But again, IG, if you want to begin following me in my movement to see what I do on a daily basis, which is showcase my music. It's REIGN Music with 2 C's at the end.
Okay. Now, as y'all know, I will make sure that I will have all her information streaming. She gave a lot, so I may not have it all at one time like I do my others, but I will have them streaming through the video because she is someone that obviously that you should connect with, you should link with, or like she said, you could just follow and respect and highlight her movement. So, hey, we give homage to you for that. That's what's up. That's what's up. So that's cool. So, is there anything else that you would like my guests to know about you before I go into my segment?
I'm coming to a state near you. I don't know when, but I'm going to be there. And Rain going to show up and show out, okay? So just follow me. I mean, I'm humble. I'm not one of these people you cannot come to and you cannot approach me. I sometimes may not be the most approachable person, but...
So how are you with that? What's your personality like?
Me? I'm very direct. I'm straightforward. I know what I like. I'm my own advocate.
Okay.
You know.
So, do you think you're too tough? I mean, what do you...
I can sometimes come across as tough, but it's just my nature. It's just how I kind of grew up.
So, you're really a sweetheart?
When I want to be.
You want to be? Okay.
When I want to be a sweetheart, I can be a sweetheart.
But you don't think, like, it burns bridges when you be too tough? Or do you think it's just, look, take me as I am?
It can. It just depends on, you know, I take what I'm given. If, you know, you give me attitude, you might get it back. Or I just may smile, you know, and just be kind of like, is this cool? You know, I try to be a lover and not a fighter. But at the end of the day, I fight to make this my career. So if no one else is no one's gonna put you on, as I always say. You know, and no one's gonna love you until you love yourself. Right. And love God first. We get funky today. Look, we get funky.
That's cool. I love everything about it. That's what's up. I do have this one intermission that I do with this young lady. She's beautiful young. Her name is Christian. Hey Christian boo. Shout out to you, honey. She has this campaign that is basically stop bullying. I love everything about it. I love how she rocks. I love how she pushes it. It's if you knew me. So what I want to ask you, being who you are and where you're going, where you're coming from, and being by yourself and just making things rock for Rain. If there was one thing, if I knew you, what would I know about you? If you don't mind sharing something.
I do have a big heart. I've always kind of been the person to look at the underdog. If I can help someone, I will, because I've needed help. You know, I haven't always been the one to lend a helping hand, but through seeing other people's, you know, philanthropic acts, that's been able to help me to say, what do I have to render? How can I be used as a vessel to, and not always in a monetary way either. Because see, a lot of times when people come up to you and say, oh, well, I need this, or you look like you have money, what hands all? People are always looking for the hand me out.
Yeah, that's true.
But if I can leave someone with an instrument or some type of word of encouragement just to be encouraged, that's what I want to do. When it comes to bullying, I had to look at myself to say, okay, because I had this discussion with my nephew the other day. The reason why I can live and get up every day and I want to fight on is because of him. No, because it hurts me to hear someone saying that they're bullying him. So I was always the one, you're not going to mess with me. When I was in school, I used to fight battles.
I can believe it.
You know, when I wouldn't let people just talk and say anything to me because my mom was like, I had someone make a racist comment once. And the moral of the story was, look, you make a racist comment, but that piano, those keys on the piano, as my mother played so soulfully, you got to play black and white to make harmony.
Yeah.
So it takes a village. So bullying, and I support that young lady who's, you know, anti-bullying. You shouldn't do that for anything. Because to belittle is to belittle.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I know you got things to do, so I'm not going to hold you, like I said. But I do have one last segment for you. It's called Word for Word. Okay? So I'm going to ask you one word, and you give me the first word that comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right? It's nothing long, nothing serious, just what it is.
Okay.
All right. So, money.
A lot.
I'm trying to get through. Okay. Hustle.
Grind. Flow.
Music.
Everything.
Spirituality.
Top. Everywhere.
Love.
In my heart.
My heart. You made that shit. In my heart. Okay. White.
Black. No colors.
I usually ask people black and they say white, so I was like, I was going to switch it up.
Not colors. Not colors. I wasn't ready. Okay.
Okay. Beyonce.
Beyond gay. Beyonce. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
Very talented. Beyond the ones of many voices of singers.
So do you have one word?
One word.
One word for Beyonce.
Beautiful.
Okay, we're going with beautiful. Okay. Kanye.
West. East side.
Obama.
Barack.
She's not helping me here.
Very. Black Power. Jesse.
Jesse. Really? Really? Jesse. Out of all people.
Jenny. Michael. To Charles Cassie by Pokemon.
Okay, and Revolution.
Elevation.
Cool. And of course, the most important, rain.
What you get is what you see.
I need one word.
Rain.
One word for rain.
Okay.
I can't with y'all.
Go. All right.
What you see is what you get. No, I need one word.
Here. In your domicile. In your domain. Here I am. Rain.
In my game. In my game.
All right. One word for rain.
One word for rain.
Crazy.
Damn, really? Are you crazy? Crazy how? There's so many levels of crazy. Are you
Don't
manic,
believe me,
or-
just watch.
I don't know.
She said, am I manic?
That's a level of crazy.
I'm not a mannequin. Shit.
Not manic. Okay, we're gonna move past that.
Manic depressive. Look, I'm just throwing out all these terms. I don't even read the book of narcotics. I'm funny too. You gotta enjoy the sense of humor. I gotta start putting some what you call them things? Interludes to be innerly rude, introvertly. I forgot the word.
It's alright. We finna push for it. Rain. Thank you. Now tell my guests one more time. How can they reach you? I know you got a whole list.
RainHipHop.com. Okay? Go outside with your umbrella and you'll find a different type of rain. Look over the hills, baby. Look over the clouds and you'll find rain. Okay? Nah, this is social media, you know, it's a power of it. It's a beauty about it. If you like me, go on, just send me a little tweet. Okay?
And what is it on
Twitter.
What are you on Twitter?
Rain Hip Hop. Okay?
Okay.
REIGN Hip Hop. Put your flip flops on. Don't make it stop. Ever be hip hop all the way ill to the chromosome. Alright? On IG, REIGN Music with 2 C's for Crazy Carolina. Alright? 2 C's. Alright? Man, everywhere. Facebook. Find me at Rain Music everyone see. Alright? Or go to Rain Jameson and you can maybe see a biography. Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. Get to know me up close and personal on YouTube with Rain hip hop. Alright?
There you go.
We fixed the left side.
Natural flow.
Natural flow.
Well, my boys and girls, thank you so much for letting me and Miss Wonderful Rain come into your wonderful world and spend this time with you. We both thank you for taking the time to listen, to plug, and like she said, all that information, if you need to find her, link with her, plug with her, connect with her, get her out to your venues, if you need to promote her, she's right here.
See the plug or be the plug. When you come up, act like a thug. Throw Tourette's on them, maybe tase up in the air, and if they know that you're crazy, I bet you they won't mess with your crazy ass over there.
Flows for days.
Rain, rain, it just won't go away. Versace shades on and my feet get changed, yeah. So guess who, guess who? Rain, guess who, guess who? They say rain on some other ish, from flaws to flaws. 9 to 5, hit after hit, from pause to clouds. Painted a ring, murdered she wrote. Now I'm a boss, but I'm so cutthroat. Ride around in there being a bin, 1,000, 0 new friends. Rain.